Hello and welcome to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting stories. Firstly, I want us to discuss on the release clause of all Barcelona players after 2022 renewals. Of course, after Gavi extended his contract officially yesterday, we'll discuss the clause of all the players who have renewed. Then secondly, talking about Jordi Cruyff, who have recently commented on Antoine Griezmann's situation at Atletico by saying that the decision is theirs. We are going to be discussing on that full interview as we progress. So guys, as we get right into that story, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't, give the video a like, and please watch it right up to the very end. Yesterday, FC Barcelona confirmed the contract extension of midfield prodigy Pablo Gavi. Gavi has penned a new deal with the club that will run until the summer of 2026. The Blaugrana have also inserted a mammoth €1 billion release clause into the contract to protect him from overtures from state-owned clubs with deep pockets such as PSG or Manchester City. Having been burnt once when PSG triggered Neymar's €222 million release clause half a decade ago, Barcelona have been making sure to insert that the buyout amounts in the contracts of their star players are very high. With a slew of new players arriving this summer and several signing new contracts, I want us to take a look at the release clause values of each first team member at FC Barcelona. The highest release clause amount at the club is set at €1 billion, with several players like Pedri, Ansu Fati, Ronald Araujo, Jules Koundé, Ferran Torres, Rafinha and Gavi all having their buyout at that price. Robert Lewandowski meanwhile has a release clause worth €500 million. New signing Hector Bellerin and Marcos Alonso have their buyout clauses set at a lowly €50 million. Considering that they have signed just 1-year contracts with the club. So let's look at the players and their release clause amounts. Marc-Andre ter Stegen, release clause is €500 million. Inaki Pena, €60 million. Jules Koundé, €1 billion. Ronald Araujo, €1 billion. Gerard Piqué, €500 million. Andres Christensen is €500 million. Eric Garcia is €400 million. Jordi Alba is €500 million. Marcos Alonso, €50 million. Alejandro Balde is €500 million. Hector Bellerin, €50 million. Sergio Roberto, €400 million. Sergio Busquets, €500 million. Pedri Gonzalez, €1 billion. Frankie de Jong, €400 million. Pablo Gavi, €1 billion. Ansu Fati, €1 billion. Frank Kessié, €500 million. Pablo Torre, €100 million. Ferran Torres, €1 billion. Rafinha, €1 billion. Ousmane Dembele, €100 million. Robert Lewandowski, €500 million. Memphis Depay, €500 million. Clement Lenglet on loan, €300 million. Samuel Umtiti, who is also on loan, is €500 million. Nico Gonzalez, who is on loan, €500 million. Sergio Dest, who is on loan, €400 million. Alex Collado, who is on loan, €100 million. And Ace Abde, who is also on loan, €200 million. Now for Alex Collado's release clause, right, which we have just spoken about to be €100 million, we have to take note that in his previous contract, the release clause was €100 million in his previous contract, which was valid until 2023. He did sign a contract extension until 2024 before he joined Elche on loan. While there is no mention of that new release clause amount, it is unlikely that the value might have changed. So those are the release clause of those players that we have now in our first team. And honestly, if you ask me, I would say Barca really have, they have huge release clause compared to other clubs in Spain. I think they are the highest that they have a lot. Like their release clause is really huge. But funny enough, what I've taken on is Barca sell their players cheap. So at the end, does that release clause even matter something? I don't think the image of the release clause does not even reflect on how they sell players. So that's even the irony of everything. Because Barca don't sell players expensive. But still, yeah, their release clause, those players' release clause is the highest I've seen. So it's really nice to see how Barca are trying to protect their players for any future sale. 1 billion for Ferran Torres of all people. 1 billion. Come on, Barca should take it easy. How can Ferran Torres have 1 billion? Pedri have the same 1 billion release clause. But anyways, that's it. Barca are just trying to protect the future. They don't want what happened to Neymar to easily happen to them. But let's see how it goes. So Gavi extended his own contract officially yesterday, and the very 1 billion euros was inserted in his release clause. And they know very well that he's still young, he's still a teenager, and he still has a lot to offer for this team as we try to build a team under Xavi. Then on to the next story of discussion. Atletico Madrid and FC Barcelona are currently facing a legal battle surrounding the loan of Antoine Griezmann that has become the center of attention in Spanish football in recent weeks. It appears Atleti are prepared to circumvent the clause of the loan deal that will force them to pay 40 million euro for Antoine Griezmann if he plays more than 50% of the available matches. But with matches only being counted if Griezmann features in at least 45 minutes for a particular game. Atletico Madrid have not started him even once in any competition this season, with Diego Simeone often opting to bring him after the hour mark. Reacting on the situation, Jordi Cruyff, the global sports director of FC Barcelona, suggests the fate of Griezmann is entirely up to Atletico Madrid and there is very little that Barca can do about it. He said, "Right now, he's an Atletico Madrid player. He plays there and the coach decides what he has to play." The Dutchman went on to point out that the fact that Griezmann has been brought on only after the 63rd minute in matches this season. He said, "It is funny, always 63. The decision is theirs." Even though FC Barcelona are seeking every legal battle to intervene and prevent Atletico Madrid from exploiting the loophole in the loan contract, Jordi Cruyff comments serve as yet another indicator of the fact that Barca are almost powerless in this situation. The legal battle standoff, though, could potentially lead to the two clubs seeking renewed terms that could see Barcelona lowering the overall release clause. Recent reports suggest the Blaugrana could lower the asking price to 25 million euros, although the two clubs are yet to push forward any negotiations. Given the disagreement between the two parties, it will not come as a surprise to see the saga drag on and on for quite some time. So callers, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.